Okay, this is a none-on-one interview, but actually two, none-on-two today with Miss Mister, and this is Lizzie and Max.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
And
Hi.
they're in Chicago. we're at the Park West right now, and they're about to just blow it up at the end of the night.
Sure hope so.
Yeah. So kind of just talk real quick about your name, how you came together, things like that. I'd like to get the history, and then we'll move on to the music.
We went to Vassar together. Started the band after school though, when we were both living in New York. The name came from the fact that we are a Miss and a Mister, and it looks good written down and feels good in your mouth, and is sort of gender bending, and I don't know.
I love it, gender bending.
And anonymous. When we were
And
started, we were
anonymous, yeah,
anonymous.
and
So we liked the idea that it was these formal titles that you didn't know who they were behind.
People keep thinking I'm interviewing Mr. and Mister, and I'm like, they've not had a hit in a while.
A few people do that. A few people say Mr. Mrs.
Yeah.
Which is confusing because there isn't even Mr. in the name, and there's
It
Mrs.
seems fairly, sexist.
Yes, it
also,
does.
just to assume that the Mister's going to come first.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But it's Mr. because the Miss fits inside the Miss. You know, I like how that feels in your mouth. Yeah.
Last time you were in Chicago, you were at Lollapalooza, right?
Yes.
So how was that experience? And
Amazing.
It was mind-blowingly awesome, and probably the hottest show I think we've ever played in our
hot
life.
as far as heat?
Hot as far as heat. I mean, like, it was like a spicy and sexy show anyway. But it was so hot that by the end of this first song, the bottom of my shoes had melted off.
Oh.
And so the whole set they were like flapping around, but I knew that I shouldn't take them off because our bass player played Coachella with no shoes on. And it was on, whatever, the black stage, and it was so fucking hot that he was like hot feet the whole show, and I was like, I will not do that with Lollapalooza. So I persevered. It was a toasty show.
Yeah, very rock and roll though. The
Thank you.
melting, face melting, and shoe melting.
Shoe melted face melting, yes.
So, think of you. I always listen to that song. Is that a very like, revenge kind of song against someone, or what's the whole history of,
I guess it's maybe not so much revenge as like
Healing.
healing and being like, I have enough, closure away from this relationship to have perspective on it for the first time.
Okay.
I know that maybe in that moment I was the weakest version of myself, but I'm not weak anymore. And I know that you were a jackass of the whole thing, and that you made this difficult.
So it's
Still a
empowering.
jackass.
And he's still a jackass.
Oh.
I don't know, we don't talk anymore. But it's great that every time we do the show, I get to ride the fury a little bit more. Yeah.
So for the video of for Hurricane, I loved all the outfits.
Thank you.
Thank
The
you.
jumpsuits.
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 Love jumpsuits.
All about
I hope
that.
you see a jumpsuit and you immediately think Miss Mister.
I've also now started wearing my own jumpsuits. Lizzie gave me my first one for my birthday.
You guys are
I
all
think you should wear
about.
that tonight.
Maybe I should wear that tonight. We'll see.
You're all about fashion. So where does all fashion come from?
Where does fashion come from?
The chicken or the egg? The chicken or the egg?
Where does your fashion sense come from?
We tend to think of fashion more in terms of clothes and fun and costume as opposed to fashion. It's not about industry or trends or anything.
Or
It's
pretension.
About, or pretension or having to spend a lot of money on it. It's about trying to do something that's entirely unique to us, ideally super cheap and ideally handmade.
Okay.
So we're just we're having fun with it, and more as we've sort of become more confident as in our role as performers. The fashion is sort of caught up in the same way and becomes more and more extravagant. So
I love that. And what have you learned from the two albums, from one album to the next? What have you learned? What the progression of your music and all that, the differences of them.
Where do you begin? I mean, it's a pretty big contrast between the two records. Secondhand Rapture, those were the first songs we'd ever written in our life. And then to tour that record for 3 years and come to approaching the second record, we were much better musicians, a better producer and a better vocalist, and we finally had the skills to really intentionally articulate our sound. And not just sort of throw things together or just blindly experiment and see sort of how a song came to be, but knew how to get across whatever our thematic or emotional or sonic sort of ideas were. And there was a great power in that.
and we had that sort of vocabulary that we didn't have on the first record after spending 3 years listening to music together and talking about what made certain songs resonate in certain ways. We could apply that in a more focused way.
With videos like Painted and things, how much is your feedback? How much do you get to put into it? The treatments and all that.
ton.
A ton.
A
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. And we have a lot of pride over ownership sort of over every corner of the project. I think we live in a time when I think audiences more and more want sincerity and authenticity and earnestness from an artist, and they want to know it's coming directly from you. I think we've come out of sort of the darker ages of pop when it was really manufactured and constructed, and now it's very self-made and self-authenticated in a way. And it's something we're really proud about as being pop artists, not being just musicians, but being able to create the visual landscape that people experience your music within.
Love it. Wow.
Thank you.
So well spoken.
Thank you.
Are you planning on doing more remixes? I know you've done some remixes.
Yeah, I love doing them, and whenever they reveal themselves, it's sort of it's a funny thing that'll happen. You get like 4 in a month, and then none for 9 months or whatever. So it just depends on which of our friends are releasing songs that want me to remix it or whatever sort of comes up. We'll see.
We've got some really good remixes in our
Of
back
our-
pocket
yeah,
of our
of our
own that
own,
are
yeah.
coming in the future,
Yeah.
so stay tuned.
Nice, I love it. So, and yeah, future plans. Are you going on? You're touring on. And what
Yeah.
else is going on? Especially tour.
Just touring for the rest of the year, basically. We finish up this tour in the U.S. and then we head to Europe for a few weeks, and then I don't know, Nicaragua over New Year's. We're
Yeah.
gonna do a New Year's show in Nicaragua,
It's gonna be awesome.
and then we'll see what happens
Yeah.
next year.
Got a video for Criminals in the works that we're pretty excited about.
Okay.
You know, this record was written for stage, and we toured so extensively on Secondhand Rapture that we're just looking to sort of, I think, cover all the corners of the world that we haven't had a chance to go to yet, or to revisit.
Especially since we poured so much into the record, it feels like you owe it to the music to sort of milk it for all it's worth, for better or worse, you know, and make sure as many people hear it as want to and as can.
Great. Okay. All right. So we're gonna play a game.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
This is the Mr. game. Okay. So get ready. So you have all you have to do is
There are no
really
drinks involved though, so have Miss Mr.
I
Bean.
know,
Text
we
you.
could do that.
Just kidding.
That's for the after show. It's really simple. You just have to. I'm gonna give you a name, and you have to tell me if you think it's a Miss or a Mister.
Oh, fun.
Okay.
Just judging from the name.
We're gendering
We're
things?
gendering things.
We're gendering
okay.
things.
Okay.
This is very anti our
Yeah.
So, but you'll get it.
Okay.
I'll tell you like who the person is. Okay. So, first name Maxwell Drew Johnson. Is that a Miss or a Mister?
I feel like it's a trick, so I want to say Miss.
Well, I'm going to say Mr. because it seems mystery.
Okay.
It is a Miss, and it's
Great.
Jessica Simpson's daughter.
Really?
Great
What's the
name.
name again?
Maxwell Drew Johnson, which is close to Max.
Yeah, I love that.
And what does she go by?
Well, I don't know her.
Oh.
I think she's like little. Like I think she's
Little Drew. Little Max Drew.
Okay, so we got Terry Jean Bollea. Terry Jean Bollea. Let's see if you know.
Boy.
Miss or a Miss?
I say a girl.
Okay. It's a boy.
You're-
That's Hulk.
you're
That's
winning
Hulk.
this game.
I'm killing this.
That's Hulk Hogan's real name.
Really?
Terry Jean Bollea.
Great.
There you go, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man. So I have, let's see. Oh, this one's. I don't know if I can even say this one. Krishna Pandit Banji.
Girl.
Girl.
It's Ben Kingsley.
Really? That's very interesting. Only because we know a few Krishnas,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh.
And they're all female. Not to say that
Interesting.
someone couldn't adopt a Krishna
I know,
as a
more-
male's
more
name,
about-
though.
yeah.
More power to you.
And then Onika Mirage.
First of all, beautiful name.
Amazing name.
Anika.
Anika? I would say as a girl, but now but this game is
Yeah.
I would say as a boy in this game. Who knows?
See how we
Yeah.
got you all
It's a girl. I'm
confused.
gonna say it's a girl.
Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
Really?
Anika Mirage, which is interesting.
That's beautiful.
So
That's
I think-
good.
Yeah. What a fun game.
What
You
a
guys
fun
did. Well, thanks
We
for
should have
playing
tallied.
the Miss Mystery
Thank
game.
you.
And you're both winners in my book.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out and doing an interview and
Thanks
another
for
one
having
interview and a website. Tell everyone your website.
MissMrSounds.com.
All right.
Sounds of Miss Mister.
Perfect. And they can follow you on all the platforms.
Everything.
On all the platforms.
Perfect. Thanks. Platform shoes. Thanks.